Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chaos, and I'm bringing you Idra versus MC, part of MLG Providence in the championship bracket, day 2 here. And what a great match we have that's about to happen here. It's a best of 3. First map here is Zelnaga Caverns. Idra and MC have met many times. I know the last time they encountered, MC actually knocked Idra out of the last MLG. It really made Idra have to take a 4th place finish there, where he could have potentially took the whole tournament. There's a lot of history between these two guys. Idra has crushed MC on a few occasions, and there's a lot of kind of mind games and like a different sort of meta game that happens between two players when they play each other frequently. And the only kind of thing I fear here is Idra has a tough time against Protoss. If he wins his first game, he's usually good for the set, but if he loses the first one, it starts to tilt a little bit. It could be a little bit tough. But as of late, though, both players are doing incredible. MC, after essentially that match, the last MLG, managed to get himself a 2nd place finish, get back in Code S, and really start dominating again. Idra, obviously, good MLG results, took a IEM tournament in China, and some other solid finishes, and I believe took the Invitational as well. So, Idra, really solid player, potentially the 2nd best, or maybe even the best Zerg in the world. I know he lost to Nesty marginally, which was crazy. Anyways, so Zelnaga Caverns being a little bit more known as a Zerg map as of late, because essentially it's a 1 vs 1 map. It's really tough for a Protoss to get on a 2nd base, at least early. The Protoss really has to get a decent amount of units. Kind of 1 gate expands a little bit more popular on this map. You can't really do a Forge expand. But anyways, the way they're opening here, we have Idra going for like a Speedling opening, and we have MC getting his 2nd gas after the Cyber Core. So I would be surprised to see a 1 gate expand out of MC. But MC is a player who kind of breaks the normal games, so let's see if he tries to change it up a little bit. But really, the 1 gate expand, very popular build, lets you obviously take that Nexus relatively safely, lets you get into like a 2 base kind of mid game, and it's a pretty popular build with a lot of options to transition into like a late game there if you decide to go along with it. Obviously, Warp Gate has been started, and the hatchery at the natural for Idra getting pretty close to finish, and that's kind of where we're going to start to see any changes in the game here. So 2 more gates going down for MC here, and we'll see if he decides to take a Nexus pretty soon. First sentry on the way, and really the sentries are what are key here to help zone out any Zerglings and allow you to get ready to expand. So the pylon going down, we know that MC is definitely gearing up to get ready to take that Nexus. So he's actually going for the little bit safer 3 gate expand. The cool thing about doing the 3 gate version versus the 1 gate is you're able to put some counter pressure, and you can really force a little bit more units out of the Zerg player here. Oh my god, the Stalker might get caught out of position here. The Zerglings will maybe get surrounded. And wow, this is a little bit of a blunder by MC. He loses the Stalker right there. And I don't know if that was really worth it. He did lose some Zerglings there. And the Nexus is going to go down eventually here. And really, not a whole lot going on. And we are seeing a transition to the Lair Tech for Idra. So you can make the choice usually to go for the 3rd base or go for the Lair. And the Lair was a choice for Idra here. So he could go for like a Muta or Infestor kind of play. Both pretty good decisions. I'm probably leaning towards Idra doing Mutas. Mutas are a very popular unit in his arsenal, and his harassment and control of Mutas is bar none probably one of the best in the world. And he's just so good at keeping his macro behind his Muta harass, very strong. And the only thing that I've noticed of Idra in the last couple of games I've watched of him is he's a little bit slow on the creep spread, because look, he doesn't even have his bases connected at this point. Is it 100% critical? Maybe, maybe not, but when you run into a player like MC who sometimes throws Void Rays out and other tricky things, having those bases connected kind of helps. But anyways, we are seeing Infestation Pit getting thrown down as well as an Evo Chamber. So Infestors will be the choice. Infestors kind of lead into a little bit more of a defensive play. Because you have to be very careful. You got to choose your engagements correctly, and you got to get like those correct fungals off. We are seeing the Robo facility getting constructed for MC, so we're seeing just a 3-gate Robo kind of build, which is pretty standard, +1 attack. Now I'd be curious to see once the +1 attack finish if we're going to see like a counter push by MC and take advantage of like a timing window here. We'll see how practiced this build is. There's a decent amount of Zerglings on the map. If you look at, there's actually 29 Zerglings on the map there for Idra, which is a little bit more than he normally has. But look at all those sentries, though. The one thing, though, is those sentries go down really quickly to a fungal growth, and they have a kind of natural kind of tendency to bunch up. Observer is heading over to Idra's base, and we do see a Warp Prism is on the way. So we could see a few options here. We could see that Warp Prism used for harassment purposes, and like take a couple sentries in the base and kind of force field off and do some good harassment. Or we might see a poke at the back with the Warp Prism, and then like a push at the front. There's a lot of different viable options here, and MC pushing forward a little bit. And the Infestor card has been revealed. Not that it's going to make a big difference. I'm sure we're going to probably see a transition to Colossus here eventually. Anyways, a lot of Immortals being constructed here, which is a little strange. So we do have 4 sentries in the Warp Prism, so we are probably going to see kind of the attack I was talking about there. It's kind of a cool kind of deal, though. You kind of drop by the mineral line, you force field in, and the drones are stuck. And you can actually get a lot of kills. It's very frustrating to deal with. Although sentries aren't the fastest at killing probes, you can do a ton of damage. And it doesn't look like the Overlord placement's great. Idra is poking in a little bit, trying to get a poke at what's going on there. And the Infestors are going under. And the Infestors are actually doing it. Infested Terrans are going down like crazy. Infestors actually get dropped like crazy, but a lot of Infested Terrans pop up, and Idra is actually into the main of MC, and wow, all these Lings are gonna savage this probe line here, and really, MC is doing the best he can, but we do have this attack with the sentries in the base, and we have Zealots coming in, and we can see how the force fields are preventing reinforcements getting in, and the Warp Prism is warping in units at the base of Idra. But Idra did huge damage here. But this is really kind of close. Idra is managing to clean up everything that's happening here. The Lings are back into the main, and the Zealots look like they are going to go down. So it looks like Idra is going to have a little bit of the edge here. It seems like he probably got more kills. The Spinecrawler did finish, though, for Idra. So he's going to be pretty safe. Idra did take out 7 probes at that point. He's still got to deal with all these extra Zealots. Good fungal growth, holding all those Zealots in place. And Idra is going to be a little bit of trouble here, though, if he can't get down that ramp. They're getting force field in, and that's the power of this kind of build. And the rest of the army is pulling in, so Idra might be turning into a lot of trouble here. And GG, MC takes game 1.